Welcome to my front lawn. So this video is for the inner critic practice, working with your inner critic. Before we drop in and explore it, I want to mention that the inner critic can show up in a few different ways. It can be a very clear voice using words. You might feel like your thoughts are revolving around what you should be doing or shouldn't be doing, who you should be or who you should not be. It can have a certain viciousness to it, criticizing, judging you, generally projecting the idea that who and what you are isn't right and something needs to change. And if you don't, you'll either fail in some way or some other person might judge you or criticize you. Okay. So it can be a voice. It can also be a feeling. Sometimes the inner critic shows up as simply we feel really collapsed. We feel really out of place in our own bodies. There's a general sense that something's wrong with us, that something needs to be fixed. Okay, so either can fit for this practice. So we start by, you can either close your eyes or choose to go into a little bit of a soft gaze, looking off screen so that I'm not taking away your attention or distracting you. And I'm going to ask you to see if you can locate the inner critic in you right now, seeing if you can find where it lives. Does it live in your shoulders? Does it live in your chest? Does it live in your head? Where's that point where it lives, where it's coming from? Bringing attention to that, focusing on it. And for a moment, just letting it do what it's doing. Letting the voice keep going, or letting the feeling be there without a need to control it. And I'm going to ask you to imagine this inner critic like it's a part of you that you can speak to. And we're going to say 2 phrases to it. And notice how your body responds. Notice how your emotions respond. Notice how the voice responds. Focusing your attention on wherever the inner critic is for you. And if it's all over, that's okay too. Focusing your attention on it and saying, I see that you're trying to protect me. And then taking a breath, letting the words sink in. I see that you're trying to protect me. And then the next phrase, I see that you feel unsafe right now. Taking a breath, noticing how those words sink in. Noticing if something settles or if an emotion shows up. Noticing if something moves within you. Noticing if there's resonance with those words. And then taking with you whatever moved, whatever showed up. If it's quieted a little bit, taking that with you too. And I just want to give that to you to think about. That our inner critic is often a part of us that feels unsafe and is attempting to protect us, but it does it in a way that's pretty inefficient, sometimes pretty hurtful. And if we just name it, almost like acknowledging it for what it is, something changes. Okay, thanks for going with me on that. See you in the next video.